Morning. How's everyone doing? Welcome back. Morning. Had my best option swing play of the year. Wow. Nice job, Adam. Mortgage paid again. Nice job, chef. Nice job, chef. Yeah, there were some sick setups yesterday for sure. One of the Tesla, I don't know if anyone saw it, but we'll talk about it. Tesla break and retest of 188.50. Oh, man. Go ahead and pop that up for us. That was something. Look at that. So you remember that 188.50 level we talked about? This little double top. All right, look at this right here. Break, retest. Right there around 240. Boom. Huge move into close. That was probably the best trade of the day. That was sick. Right there. Break, retest, previous double top highs into a beautiful support right there. Very nice. That's probably the best setup I saw yesterday. Actually traded a little bit of that. All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Some really nice stuff to be watching today. Very convenient. Yeah, I mean, it's like it's not even my. I don't even like consider it my strategy, right? It just happens, right? You just got to find them, right? It happens. That's the thing I love about looking for that retest. It's not even a strategy. It's just a market structure. Like it's something that happens on the market all the time. Like it's not going anywhere. So if you can just accustom yourself to find those, you're gonna have some really nice trades. You're gonna have some losses when it doesn't work, but those losses are small, and that's our goal, right? So. Nice stuff yesterday. Congrats, guys, if you caught any of the upside. Definitely aggressive upside. You know, if you didn't catch any of it, don't be upset because it was upside off of economic news. So it's hard, right? It's not easy. It may look like, if you're looking back at the chart right now, you're like, God damn, like, how did I not catch any of that? But it's really not as easy as maybe you would think, because it did go straight up. You could have chased it. If you did chase it, you made money. If you got in at any point from like 130 to close, you made money. To the experienced trader, you have the confidence to get in. You find your entry. You find where you like a retest. Where you like an entry point, but it's not easy to just to act that quick sometimes to new traders, right? There was actually a retest on the Nasdaq. It was right after. It was right here. This was the long entry we were talking about in the Discord. So we were saying watch 11.6 after the meeting came out. We were on the voice chat saying watch 11.6. Right? You can see right here, you got your break of 11.6. You got your retest of 11.6. That's this level right here. What is this 11.6 level? That 11.6 level is the exact high of, let me go back. Let me zoom out. That 11.6 level was the exact high of the previous intraday high. So it's actually best on the 1 minute. Let me go ahead and go back to that right here. This was like the one retest you could have probably caught early on. So you can see right here 11.6, that general area. And then you got your little retest there after the meeting. So 11.6 here, 11.6 retest. That was like the best long entry. But it was quick, right? What I said, everything happened very quick, and you had to trust. You had to trust what you were looking at, which is not easy, right? So if you missed any of it, I wouldn't get too upset. It's not an easy time to trade during economic news, as we talk about. It's emotional for some. It's quick. It's aggressive, and if you're not really new to, if you're experienced, maybe you've seen it before. If you're new to trading, it can be dangerous because who knows? It could have reversed on you. So if you missed it, if you stayed out of it because you're trying to, be careful with your risk, then please forget about it, right? Don't dread on that today. It's just going to make your day worse. So there's going to be more opportunities. There's going to be more plays. There always is, right? That's the beauty of the stock market. Every single day we come here, there's more opportunities. So just pay attention to what's coming next because that's over. All right, so let's get started today. Hopefully you guys have a good morning. Hopefully you woke up on the good side of the bed. Hopefully you're ready to go. Got some coffee in you. Got maybe some Celsius, something to get you up and going. Maybe you don't even need that, and if you don't, I'm jealous of you because I am addicted to caffeine, very much so. So good morning again. Press that like button if you want. Subscribe to the channel if you want. You don't have to, but that's always a nice gesture. All right. So today's the 1st of December. Happy December, everyone. Favorite time of the year. Favorite month of the year. It's my birthday month. It's Christmas. End of year. Good vibes. I love this time of year. You got Christmas movies, if you're into that kind of thing. So here we go. Futures, economic earnings calendar. So again, guys, right? We're not out of the weeds. We're not out of the weeds by any means. And that is because of this, the economic calendar. Fresh ground coffee, love it. Jobless claims, 830. PCE price index, 830. Real disposable income, 830. Real consumer spending, 830. So, in about 23 minutes, you have all of this dropping on the economic calendar. So, that is potentially market moving. That is directional moving. Directional change. A direction change is possible. Off of this, we have to pay attention to it. So this is the thing. These are the things that you have to be paying attention to before you swing trade anything. If you swing trade something into this type of news, you have to make sure it's within your risk tolerance. You have to understand that you're swinging into this type of event. I did personally swing some calls, but with light size, right? Size that I'm okay with, size that if I give some back, I'm already up I was already up 60% on them at close. So if I do lose some, if we do drop here in the morning, then I'll probably come back to break even, and so be it. I already was entered with the size I was comfortable with, and so you have to accept that, right? As long as you are accepting of your risk, then that's all you can do, right? That's all you can do in the market is to be comfortable with the risk that you put on your portfolio. That is very, very important. So 8:30, very big economic news. We have to watch that. We'll be here for it live to see what the reaction is. The rest of the day, I don't think you'll get like a big switch the rest of the day. Maybe on the manufacturing PMI, we'll get something, but I think the most important stuff is going to be coming out here at 8:30 this morning. And then tomorrow on Friday, we have non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, average hourly earnings, and labor force participation, again at 8:30 pre-market. So you have to understand this is coming out before you can make any changes to your swing trades if you are in options, right? You can't adjust options in the pre-market. So you have to accept your risk before the day close, today into tomorrow. All right? So that's what we're going to see here shortly on the economic calendar. On the earnings side, I really don't care to go over it because it's not affecting the market, but we did have snow, I believe. We had snow, we had CRM. I believe snow moved lower. It's actually sort of bouncing. So snow, I saw it yesterday. Oh, wow, snow came back pretty aggressively, actually. So I'm pretty sure this is IV. I'm pretty sure the implied volatility is going to do the old clap on the contracts here. So if you took a little iron condor, you're a winner there. So snow pretty much unmoved. CRM down. I'm not sure what the expected move was, but CRM down 150 area. But they're not really affecting the market, so I'm not going to go over too much on the earnings side. Tesla retest. We just talked about it here early morning, but we'll look at it again. Absolutely gorgeous retest to that 188.50 level. This was a fantastic trade setup. You just have to be watching for it. Really nice retest, 188.50. Nice intraday trade. I'll go over quickly what I traded on Tesla. I didn't catch it live because it was after 1:30 when I came back to the chat when Jerome Powell was speaking, and I didn't really start the recording on my screen. It would have been nice to catch it live because it would have been some nice content, but I didn't catch it. But I'll go over it here on the live stream, share with you what I was looking at. Microsoft, this is a big break on Microsoft. 250. You guys know we've been talking about that brick wall at 250 on Microsoft for some time now. 250, very important break on Microsoft, something we have to be watching for. Does it turn 250 into support? Is this a new low that Microsoft can move higher off of? Definitely something I'm watching. I'm in some Tesla January calls. I've been in them for a few weeks now. So yesterday was a great day for those. They looked really good. So I'm happy about that. We'll see if I can continue that upside. AMD, you guys know we've talked about the AMD brick wall at 77. We are above 77 this morning, and we're trying to hold it as support. As we speak, we're around 78.10. So if AMD can turn 77, the previous triple top rejection, into a support, that is bullish, right? That's a technical bullish. That's a bullish technical setup. Of course, we'll have to see how the economic news comes out here in about 20 minutes. I didn't change this. What did I mean to have this? When we get to Microsoft 240, I'll go over, I think I meant to have Apple there. So we'll go over Apple there. We'll go over Google. We'll go over some other tech stocks. Looks like I forgot to change that Microsoft 240. But yeah, we'll look at Microsoft to 250. Then we'll go over some other tech names. Shopify nearing supply. This is a big supply level on Shop. I'm sure you guys are very aware of it if you come to my streams. We'll check that out. Meta and Netflix. I think I dreamed about them last night. I think I had a little bit of a nightmare because, man, these were legit moves on Meta and Netflix yesterday. Insane squeezes to the upside. Perfect retest holds. 277. You know, if you come to this stream, you know we've talked about 277 on Netflix, and you know we talked about 108 on Meta. Perfect holds of those levels, and a really strong squeeze yesterday. Definitely watching those two. And then finally, TSM. TSM over 83. TSM has been, I'll go over NVIDIA, always. NVIDIA is just a given for me. I am NVIDIA. We'll always go over NVIDIA. I'm loving my share purchase on Nvidia right now. I don't know if you guys know, but I purchased 100 shares at 139.40. It's around. I think my average now is 140, so I'm loving that. So we'll go over that as well. But then TSM over 83, something to watch as well. All right. After that, we'll go over your tickers that you want to look at, and we'll head out of here and hopefully make it a great day. All right. So I'm gonna start on the ES today, guys, because the ES is very important here, and we should all be very aware of where we are. This is crucial. So we could very easily see if there's going to be a leg lower on this market, right? If there's going to be a leg lower, if the downside is going to come in, then it is going to happen soon, because we are right back, right? We are right back at the long-term downtrend that we've had since 2022. So this is where, this is interesting, right? This is when it gets fun. This is when it gets fun. This is when you have to really be on the top of your game. This is when you really need to pay attention to where the market is. So we are right there at that long-term downtrend. There's going to be a lot of bears that try to step in here. There's going to be a lot of bulls that try to play the breakout. It's going to be a very active area here, and we're going to have to wait and see who wins. There is no reason, right? There is no reason to be... I mean, if you lose here because you're wrong on the direction, then you just look back and you say, I tried to guess what would happen. You look at this and you know that it could go either way. There is no reason to get aggressive here without clear confirmation of the next direction. If you go short too early, you're going to get smacked on a squeeze. If you go long and we get a huge rejection here, you're going to get smacked on a huge rejection. Wait for something to occur here, right? Wait for some type of clarity. It is a strong move yesterday. Maybe that sparks the breakout. It's very possible. But we can't just come into today and just think that we're right and that we're going to either get a breakdown or a flush. You can get very nasty. It can get very nasty on you. So we need to wait to see what happens at this downtrend. This is very massive. This is either the start to your next leg lower, right? Which is what a lot of people are thinking, which maybe there's too many people thinking that, in my opinion. And then this could also be the start to a breakout into 2023. Who knows, right? Who knows? I am not here to tell you what happens because I don't know, right? And if someone tells you they know what's going to happen, then they're bullshitting you. So let's see what happens. This is a huge, huge area. This should be a very interesting time on the market into end of year. What happens here is going to be very interesting, to say the least. So 30-minute chart, you guys can see we are right up at that downtrend. The thing that I am looking for more than anything here, guys, I think the most important thing, not even the downtrend, it is the retest of the 200 SMA. That is the most important thing, in my opinion, here. If you get a pullback, which you should get a pullback on this market. If you get a pullback on this market, which you should, right? There's no doubt about that. You should always get pullbacks after a move like this. So if you get a pullback, which I would hope we do, you need to see if we hold 40.50 right here. This is what is important. You have the 200 SMA at 40.50, and you have a previous double top at 40.50. This area right here is more important than anything else. Because if we get a pullback here and we do not hold it, right? If we get a pullback and we do not hold this, and we start to turn the 200 into a rejection again, then that is your first sign that we could start getting that leg lower. All right, that is the telltale sign. If we start to see this and we get that break of the 200 and then we get that rejection of the 200 and we start to see some weakness step into this market, right, that is your sign that things could start to get weak. If we get a pullback to the 200, right, and the 40.50 level, what this could also set up is very aggressive bears, right, that are getting irrationally aggressive here on the downside to step into new shorts for a hold of the previous highs and then another squeeze to the upside, right? So you could, that's another option, right? You could get a pullback of, let's say, what is this? You could get a pullback of around 1% on this market, start to get these bears to stack up here on the downside, and then it holds this retest level and it holds the 200 SMA, and that could trigger the next squeeze through the downtrend. That's option 2, right? Option 3 is obviously just the breakout of the downtrend, which is I think a little bit. I don't want to see just the breakout because I don't know if that is something I feel is something that can hold up, right? I'm not Mr. TNT. It's shorting here irrationally, right? The irrational bulls, the ones that oversize themselves, the ones that get too aggressive, right? There's some that are smart, right? Some that will short into this with their right size and start to take profits. I'm referring to the irrational bulls that oversize their positions that could cause the squeeze, right? Not every bear is smart, right? Not everyone that shorts this market is smart. There's bulls that get too heavy, which could get slapped on this. There's bears that get too heavy that get slapped on a squeeze, right? It's not a personal attack. So if we get bears that step in heavy here on a pullback and then we hold the retest, that could cause the upside squeeze. That's something I'm going to be looking for. Can we get a retest, right, of the 40-50? Can we get a retest of that 40-50 hold? Or can we get a retest of that 40-50 level? And if we do, can we start to see that push once again? The thing I don't want to see happen on this market is a too quick of a push to the upside, right? Too quick of a push to the upside. We don't pull back. We just continue higher, and I think that could set up more disaster than it would, strong move on the market. A strong move on the market requires pullbacks, right? Requires these levels to act as support. Requires stair-stepping levels to the upside. So that's what I would watch for today. If we get a pullback on the market, watch 40-50. That would be the level to watch. If we break 40-50, this is where I think you get short, right? This would be my short entry on a rejection of 40 of the 200 SMA. This is my short entry right here, right? I'm not short until we break this 200 SMA to the downside. That's how I would look at this market. So if we're above 40-50, I would have a long bias. If we reject 200 SMA and under 40-50, I would have a short bias. And if we just squeeze today, it's going to have to be short-term trades, right? It's going to have to be short-term scalps, nothing that I'm going to be too trustworthy of, because I really would be way more comfortable going long off this move right here. This is where I feel more comfortable going long off of. This is where I feel comfortable going short off of. And then just a squeeze today out of the gates, that would be, I don't know. It wouldn't feel like it's a steady move. It would feel a little bit too much. So that's my opinion here today. Like it or don't like it. I think it makes a lot of sense, right? The 40-50 retest is, I think, what you want to see on this market. Nasdaq, same thing, right? Same thing. Nasdaq also at a very key potential rejection point, right? Look at the Nasdaq. You have the previous highs here. You have the previous highs here. 12,070, around this 12,070, 12,100. Previous rejection, previous rejection. The same concept applies, right? People maybe step in on the bearish side. They get a little bit too aggressive. They get a little bit too oversized. Maybe they hold it into this retest potential. And if this retest holds here, right, this could start the next push to the upside. So a pullback to 11,930 would be where I want to see a pullback to see if we can hold that retest level right here. Previous highs, 11,930, pull back to that level, hold it here at 11,930, start to accumulate here, consolidate, and then maybe get your retest push. That would be option one. Option two would maybe just be a hold of this 100 SMA, right? You can see in the morning here, we're holding that 100 SMA on the NASDAQ. That would be something I would watch today as well. That 100 SMA on the NQ, which is around 12,017. If we get a break of this previous high and we turn it into a rejection, this is where I would look to go short, right here, right? This would be my short entry. if we get a break and retest of this previous high. If we make a low, if we do not hold this as support, that is your bearish entry right there, looking to see if this turns into a rejection once again. I think that is a safe entry on the bear side because you know where your stop is, right? So you have your stop there right above that previous high. You get short here on the retest, and then if it does break back above, then you get out and you take your loss. So I have a few different scenarios here, right? One, you get a healthy pullback of about 1%. You hold the retest, and maybe you start to gear up for another move. Number two, you get the break of that previous high, you reject it, and you could go short here. Or number three is you just get the squeeze again, right? You just get the squeeze through that level. Maybe you get the break and retest of this previous high here, and then you continue higher, right? Those are my three scenarios. These are the three entries that I would take, right? 1, 2, and 3, right? Those are three entries that I would take. They all give you good risk to reward, right? Here gives you good risk to reward because you're long here with the stop under this level, looking for that pushback to the upside. Here, you have good risk to reward because you're getting short here with the stop over that level, looking for that downside move. And then here, you have good risk to reward because you get your break, your retest, you're getting long here with a stop under this previous high right here if we break back lower, right? So I like all three of those entries for plays. We're just going to have to see which one sets up, right? I am not biased to either direction here today. I could if someone doesn't think that a pullback is necessary, then it's a little bit irrational. I think this is a really big move in the market, which should come in as a pullback, right? I think if you guys want to see this market higher, these are the two setups that you would want to see happen today, right here. You want to see this on the ES, 40, 50, 200 SMA pullback and a continuation. And you want to see this on the Nasdaq. Pullback, 11,930, turn it into a support maybe over the next few days into next week, and then look to see if we can continue higher. That, I believe, is the most sustainable move on this market. So that's what I would look for. If you want to see a sustainable move on this market, that's what I would watch for. The pullback today or maybe tomorrow, and then you look to see if we can hold these 40, 50s, 200 SMAs here on the ES. Dow Jones. So the Dow held this general area that we talked about. You guys can see we talked about this previous high. We held it generally. It didn't hold it perfectly. It sort of moved back down into this previous low here that we had around this 33.6. So it was really this whole area, right? It was this whole area. This whole area just acted as demand on the Nasdaq or on the Dow. You can see this area here. We had a previous consolidation in this area, right? And we had consolidation in this area, right? So very nice. We held that area of consolidation, held that area of demand there on the YM, and we got the big push on the Dow. In my opinion, the pullback on the Dow would be right here around that 33.3, 34.3, 34.250, right up in here. That would be the pullback that I'd be looking for, right? That's what I would be looking for. If we get a pullback on the market, I would look to see if it can hold this previous high around 34,250. Let's just take a second and look at this ridiculousness. I'm not opposed to it. I think it's pretty sweet. The Dow is the Dow is down 6% off all-time highs. Let's just let that sink in. That's absolutely insane. The Dow is the only index that came back to the pre-COVID highs, right? The Dow is the only index that came down to the pre-COVID highs and found an absolutely insane support off of it, right? You can see right here, this was pre-COVID right here. This is where we were trading before COVID hit. We had a huge downside move during COVID. Here's your 2021 rally. Here's your 2022 pullback. And is this just who knows, man, but is this just a weekly chart break and retest? Could you imagine, right? We talk about the break and retest on this channel. Previous high, break, retest. That would be something. So insane to see. Dow, definitely the strong indice. It's 6% off all-time highs. Some of those stocks are at all-time highs. It's a strong index. So definitely be watching that one. But if you get a pullback today, watch 34,250, 34.3. All right, that's what I would look for. Russell, nice push yesterday as well off of our 1840 area, right? We were talking about this 1840 and this 100 SMA. Got our big push through. What are you looking for? You're looking for a pullback to 1870, right? You're looking for a pullback to 1870, right? These are your pullback areas, right? They're all very clear here on the market. If you get continuation, watch these highs around 1910. But every single indice has the clear pullback level that you want to see happen for a sustainable move. On the Russell, it's 1870, previous high into support. On the Dow, it's this previous high right here, 34,250 into support, right? On the Nasdaq, it's a pullback to 11,930 right here, previous high. Retest that level, watch for it to come back and see if it holds. Next, on the ES, look for the pullback, right? 4,050, 200 SMA, look for the retest hold. That is exactly what the ES just did, right? So if we look at what the ES has been doing, previous high, push, retest, consolidation, next move higher, right? This is a a basing. This is where the market is building these higher lows. It's basing. It's moving up, in a clean manner. Instead of just straight up, it's making a high, it's breaking out of it, it's turning it into support, right? That's what you want to see. So if we break a high here, then let's look for it to pull back. Let's look for it to start to build support above the previous high. That's ideally what we want to see here on the Nasdaq, the ES, the Dow, and the Russell. All right? So let's see what happens today. You can very easily see this smackdown here off the long-term downtrend. Please be non-biased today. It is very dangerous to have a bias in a single direction. If you just short this thing out of the gates and the whole market squeezes again, you get hit. If you go long out of the gates and the market dumps today, you get hit. So there is no reason to be trying to guess what happens here. Let's wait to see what happens. And right now, we have economic data, so let's see how this affects the market. So we have economic data coming out. Let's see what it looks like. We'll see if there's any major move here on the market. And we'll move on to the individual stocks next once we see that. All right, so you got a little bit of upside right now, nothing crazy. Jobless claims down 16,000 to 225. So I would take that as unless I don't know what the expected was. So let me get the expected up. What was the expected on the jobless claims? The expected was 240. Hold on. No, median forecast was 235. Okay. So, less jobless claims is, well, again, right? I would expect there to be, if more jobless claims, I would expect that to be bullish, but it seems like the market's sort of holding up on a less jobless claims, which traditionally in the past has been a bearish thing. But, okay, market's moving higher. Personal income, 0.7, consensus 0.4. Personal spending, 0.8 versus 0.8. So that personal spending number met the consensus. Core price index, PCE, 0.2 versus 0.5. 0.3 versus 0.6. I'm just reading through this. Yeah, So the personal income number is higher significantly. That's the only one that's really changed here. Everything else is the same. Personal spending the same. Real personal spending the same. Everything is the same, pretty much on average, with the expected. You can see the PCE 6% versus 6%. Core was 0.2 versus 0.3. Yeah, and that was month over month, year over year, 5 versus 5. So everything was the same, right? Pretty much everything was identical to what the expected was, besides that personal income number. Now, I don't know how the market reacts to that. Everything pretty much within estimations or expectations, besides the personal income number. So, yeah, the core PCE was flat year over year. Slightly lower month over month, right? Slightly lower month over month. So you guys can read. Oops. If you guys, I'll zoom into this. I don't know if you can read that. So there's some of your numbers right there. Let's see what the dollar did there. Yeah, dollar's dropping off that. Dollar's actually breaking a pretty key level right there. So we'll watch out for that. Dollar with the flush under the lows. All right. Dollar's continuing lower. The slash, oh God, why can't I think of it? What's the Fed Fund Futures? Why am I forgetting this? ZQ, right? Yeah, okay. The slash ZQ for January, yesterday, let me go ahead and, you can see it shot up. So it shot up from, let me go to the 4 hour. It didn't shoot up too much, but you can see over the last month, the slash ZQ has been going up, which means that there is a lower interest rate hike priced in, right? So that is something we also need to pay attention to. You can see right here the slash ZQ yesterday around 1 o'clock sort of shot up. That's something that I'm sure you're aware of. Maybe you watch Josh. But yeah, this is something I watch as well. That slash ZQ, that's the Fed Fund Futures. So keep an eye on that one. Dollar continuing its downside move. What's the ES doing? ES is, yeah, it's pretty damn close, right? It's right there. So we'll see here, guys. It's going to be real interesting. You got your upside move off of economic data this morning. You are right at the long-term downtrend. That should be interesting. Where you're right there. Look at that. So let's see what happens, guys. But as of right now, you're getting a little bit of upside off the economic data. Don't forget about the futures levels I pointed out. 40.50 on the pullback. 11.930 on the pullback. Dow, right? 34.250. And on the Russell, you got 18.73. Okay? So watch out for those. All right, let's continue. Tesla. So Tesla, you guys know I've been watching Tesla for the move. You remember on the live stream yesterday, I said, watch out for the break of this channel. There's going to be opportunity on the outside of this channel, whichever direction it was going to go. There was going to be trades to be made, right? And we can see we got the upside move. So you got the break of the double top. You held the demand again. You got the big break of that double top around 188.50, and you are continuing higher. Here is the best trade of yesterday. Here is the trade that, was just so clean. Here it is on Tesla. You guys can see right here, previous high, into a support. That is a double top rejection into support. That is a break and retest. That was a sick trade yesterday. Congratulations to anyone that caught this one. We pushed higher. We pulled back. We held it. I did not close Tesla. I added to Tesla last week, and I had a short-term scalp, right, yesterday on Tesla. Here was my short-term scalp on Tesla. It was at 188 right here. So right here, guys, we were getting above that 188 area, that 188.50 area. We were holding it very nicely. I went long on this little flag right here. If you guys are in the live chat, you heard this all live. We held it right here, 188, went long here, took advantage of this move, scaled out into this move. Very nice. Could have obviously gotten more. You can clearly see this. But, very nice break and retest and a very nice 188 level to watch out for. So, moving forward, here's your next level, right? You're not out of the weeds yet. You got to break this 200 area, right? You can clearly see this 200 area is no joke. Very easy, a very big rejection potential here on Tesla. Watch out for this 200. If you can get the 200 break and retest, then maybe there's more upside. So watch out for that 200 break and retest. That would be the next thing that I would be watching. Okay? Right there at 200. So let's see. Can we get the 200? Can we get the break of that? That would be your next, that would be the move that you need to get cleared of another upside move. That's going to be necessary on Tesla. On any pullback, look for that 188 area. Microsoft. Microsoft. Okay, look at this. 250. 250. So yesterday, Microsoft finally got over the 250 rejection point, right? We've been looking at this rejection point for some time now. We've seen a triple top form here at 250. Rejection, 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 right? Very nice. What did we do over the last 2 weeks? We continued to consolidate at a higher low. We held that 240. So a very nice 240 hold right here, 240, 240, very nice double bottom support in previous triple top. Look at the breakout. Now, we didn't get the retest yet. We may have gotten it on the short term. We sort of did. Nothing too clean. I would love, love, love a Microsoft pullback to 250. That would be, that would be a trade I would definitely take. So if I could see a pullback to 250 here on Microsoft, if I could see this thing start to hold 250, you guys can see right here, previous rejection, previous rejection, previous rejection. If I can see a pullback here to 250, if I can see this start to build here, I will definitely look to play that. But, I'm going to probably be patient on that. I have other long positions. I don't need to chase this. Let's see if I can get a pullback to 250 on Microsoft. If we can, I would look for that retest. You got the 100 SMA and the 200 above. Okay, that's Microsoft. AMD. AMD. Look at this. Look at 77 today. So you guys can see right here, right? 77 and the 100 SMA right there. Literally, you can't even see the 100 SMA because it's right on it. But that's the 100 SMA curling lower, and it is just flatlining right here at 77. Now, what you can see here in the pre-market is a pretty damn nice break and retest of 77 and the 100 SMA. If AMD holds this 77 level and the 100 SMA right here today, I would absolutely be looking for that upside push, right? If we can hold it here, if we can turn this previous double top rejection into support, then I would absolutely be looking for this break and retest of 77 for an upside move. Maybe we get another pullback to it, and if we do, just keep an eye to see if we can continue to maintain that 77. The moment we break under 77 and the 100 SMA, that bullish momentum is gone. Okay? That is the must watch. AMD daily downtrend. Let me check it out. I haven't looked at that. Where are we taking it from here? We taking it here? You can do it a few different ways, it looks like, but I would say, yeah, probably right around here you're looking at. Yeah, you could definitely break that. That's a possibility. Let's get a little bit more time here. Let's draw it all the way to the top, to the tippy top. We got to take it from the tippy top. Yeah, right in that general area. You are starting to potentially break it. So 77, that's what I would watch, right? You can see AMD sort of pushing right now, very strong. I think it's because of that 77 retest, and look to see if that continues. Very nice there. NVIDIA. NVIDIA is over a pretty key level today. 170 has been a tough level to get over. It rejected previously here. Let me get the exact level here, actually, just so we know for sure. The exact high here is 170.38. 170.38. Okay, that's the exact high. Let's point that out. 170.38. You can see previous triple bottom. That turned into a rejection right here back in early November, 11/15. Let's zoom in. Look at where that rejection came in right here early morning. Look how perfect that pre-market rejection was. Right at that 170.38. We broke below it. We came above it. And we just popped above 170.38. If NVIDIA can retain 170.38, right? If NVIDIA can retain 170.38, that is the previous high from right here. So if we can turn 170.38 into a support, then that is your next sort of bullish potential upside. Watch out for the 200 SMA up around 177, 178. Did I say 178? 170.38, right? 170.38. Watch out for this 200 SMA. Yeah, NVIDIA holding that uptrend very nicely. The one we talked about there, that uptrend very nice. All right, so that's NVIDIA, AMD. Watch out for those holds. Shopify. So I don't know, guys. I mean, I hope it is because I am invested in Shopify. I have leaps in Shopify. All right, I am bullish on Shopify. I want to see Shopify. I want to see Shopify continue higher. Right, this is the stock that I personally am sort of. I don't want to say betting on, but I'm investing on Shopify for the future. I like this name. I like e-commerce. And I think this is an opportunity, right? The worst that happens is Shopify falls $40 a share and goes to zero, right? That's my that's my total downside risk. It's just Shopify at zero, and there's only $40 left to go. So at this point, I like the risk reward. Shopify, we're at big supply, right? We're at huge supply here. We're at huge supply, and we have to watch out, right? The tops here are around 43. That's really the level that needs to break is 43. If we can break 43, then I think we can continue, but we're going to have to get over this 43 here. You can see 43 rejection on shop. If we drag it over, we're getting close, but we got to be careful in this area. This is going to be a dangerous area on shop. Be careful in here. Let's see if we can get over 43. The one thing I will point out, which I put on my Twitter yesterday, make sure to follow me there if you want, is the increase in volume over the last 3 days. So if I go to the daily chart and I show you what happened over the last 3 days on shop, here's something I was sort of looking at. You can see we sort of have been relatively low on volume, and then over the last 3 days, we've gotten a very big spike in volume as we've approached this level. So this is interesting, right? I'm paying attention to this volume here. A lot of volume starting to step in as we approach this area. So let's see what happens. If Shopify does break this level, then I really do believe there could be some pretty substantial trade opportunities. Because if you look at this chart, right, you can see the accumulation that's been going on at Shop. If we can get a push above that level, I could definitely see some, a lot of short covering stepping in. So let's see what happens there on Shop. Definitely interested in that one. Meta and Netflix. I mean, just awesome. Just really, really awesome stuff on Meta and Netflix, guys. I know some of you caught this yesterday. This was one of the cleanest little bull flag breakouts that I have witnessed in quite some time. So let me go ahead and pull this one up. Let me show you what it looked like before, right? You can see right here, Meta. Right? This is what Meta looked like before. And it's just a really nice demand hold. This little double bottom demand hold. It's a nice downtrend. If you can break a downtrend after holding this demand, right? There's a lot of shorts that are gonna cover because it's not able to break below that rejection or that support. It keeps on holding that support, so a lot of shorts will cover on that break. And man, that definitely happened yesterday. That was really nice. Congratulations here, guys, if you caught this one. Big move. Next level to watch out for is going to be 122.50. All right, you can see the break on the 4 hour, the demand hold of 108. Next move to watch out for 122.50. I think that's where you ultimately will squeeze to. That's the previous low here. That's what I would watch out for. The other one, right? The other one that looks pretty much identical. You can see right here. Watching this 277 level again on Netflix. Previous rejection point turns into possible support. Bounced off it again yesterday. We will see if there's any willingness to hold 277 today. This is what I posted yesterday in the Discord, right? You can see that downtrend. You can see that 277 demand hold. That continued to come in. And boom. That's really it. Just a big boom. Hold of 277. You turn a previous rejection into support. That's a break and retest. And that is a fantastic downtrend break. Very clean move. Congratulations, guys, on Netflix. Next level I would watch on Netflix here is probably going to be these highs. So watch out for these highs around 311, 310. And if you can break that, then, hey, you're not too far off the gap fill, my friends. So the gap fill, the Netflix gap fill looks to me like it's going to come and it's going to take place, right? It looks to me like it's going to take place. I mean, you're about 24 points off gap fill levels. If the market continues, I would assume that Netflix is trying to get to that gap fill around 330. So Very interesting. Very nice gap fill on Netflix. I've been long Netflix for some time now. I brought this. Did I bring this up in this, or did I bring this up in the Discord? I don't remember. But Netflix is another one that I just, I think wins the battle here. They continue to break their records every single time they come out with a new show. They break a new record. Wednesday, the new show on Netflix, which is fantastic, by the way. I loved it. It broke the Stranger Things record. So, I mean, how many times is Netflix going to continue to break new records and the stock is going to continue to be disrespected, right? Doesn't make sense. To me, I'm definitely continuing to buy shares of Netflix without a doubt. I will take the 100% loss on Netflix shares like a man. This is nothing but an opportunity to me. Their content is just, it's the best out there. All right, so I love this as an opportunity. I've been buying this entire time up. So, yeah, I like it. So that's Netflix. TSM. This is pretty sweet on TSM. This is what I would watch today on TSM. You guys can see right here. Previous rejections into support. Right? Previous rejections into support. 83. That's what you watch today. Can TSM break this 83 level? You guys know Buffett took a stake in this. You know there's going to be some willingness to push this higher. Rejections at 83. Hold of 83. If you can get a break and retest of 83 today, look for that upside move. Here's the daily chart, right? You have a downtrend that's been broken. I would probably look for a push, probably into that 200 SMA, if you can get above 83, if you can hold it today. Okay? Amazon, pretty damn weak, Tommy. I really don't love Amazon, but if you want to try to play something that is underperforming and for it to catch up, then maybe. But I do not like Amazon under this 102 area, right? This looks really ugly to me. Amazon's just not my favorite name here. It did hold that 92.40 area, but you can see you're still under a pretty major supply here on Amazon. So just be careful of that. All right, guys, it's 8:50. I got to head out. Let me see what's going on here on the Nasdaq. We did pull back. It looks like we rejected. So this is getting interesting, right? This is getting interesting. Look, we're already doing it. So be careful, please, guys, right? This is definitely a potential rejection point. There's no doubt about that. You cannot be blinded, right? You cannot be blinded by the light here. This can absolutely reject. As awesome as yesterday was, if you do not pay attention to this downtrend, it could be a very ugly day for you. So please understand that there's a downtrend there. Please understand that that is a potential rejection point. If we do reject that level, look for the retests. Look to see if we pull back. Right? Look to see if we can hold these pullbacks. 40.50 on the ES is going to be the level I'm watching. If we see a pullback today, it's about 40.50. 40.50 to 200 SMA sitting right here, holding hands at 40.50. Right? Right here. They're both sitting right there. So that would be my ideal pullback today to 40.50. Right? And then we'll see what happens. All right. I'll go over Apple real quick. I am long Apple. I took a swing trade on Apple yesterday. If you guys are in the Discord, you're aware of that. I opened Apple at 155 yesterday. I took a December 16th, 2022, 140 call at 6:45, and I took it off right here. This is why I took it. Right, previous high into a support. I took it right there, right before this move. So this was a previous rejection point into support. I took it here. Right, took the 140 call at 6:45, and I am up very nicely. very happy about it. At close yesterday, or at 3:30 yesterday, I was up 41%, but I think I'm now up around 60. It pretty much shot straight up into close. So, yeah, very nice move there on Apple. I would look to see if it can hold this previous low. If it can, look to see if that can continue. All right, guys, that's all I got. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you enjoy the day. I hope you have a successful day. Please watch out for the long-term downtrend. Please watch out for the 200 SMA. Look for those retest levels. Do not be biased today. It could go either direction. You've seen this in the past where we go up one day and we give it all back the next. That is very possible once again. So please be cautious out there. Take your trades. Wait for your setups. Wait for pullbacks. Don't get FOMO. All right? Do the smart thing. Think about me in your head. All right, guys. Have a fantastic day. Thanks for being here. Press the like button before you head out if you could. That would be very helpful. Press the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys mañana. Peace out.